Plus, new I-81
Coming up on
closures,
News
what
Live.
lanes will be closed, and new updates on construction.
And the details of the latest New York budget, what Governor Hochul has planned. Citrus TV News Live at 6 begins right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Peyton Spellacy.
And I'm Zach Richter. We're going to begin with the latest in the deadly shooting of 2 Syracuse police officers. And new at 6 tonight, the mourning does continue tonight across Onondaga County, and that's where we find our Tyler Aldano, who joins us now live at the prayer service in North Syracuse. Tyler, good evening.
Thank you so much, Peyton. Guys, look behind us. We have the officers, the vigil for the 2 officers who sadly fell on Sunday night. The Officer Jennings and Michael Husak. They were both officers who fell from one of them was from the SPD and the other was from the Onondaga, the Onondaga Police Force. They both were responding to a suspicious vehicle report down the town of Salina, where one suspect opened fire at them upon arriving at a house, and both officers tragically died that night. Tonight, they're honoring both their memories in a vigil here at a church. They're saying that they're going to honor the memories of these 2 officers who fell, and they're going to try to encourage the community to take a, there's a lot of officer response tonight. Police from all across the upstate New York area have traveled here to pay their respects to Michael Husak, the officer who tragically died last Sunday. He left behind 3 children and his wife. But the community response is going far beyond just remembering the 2 officers. The founder of Barstool Sports posted a charity. He raised $600,000 over the course of the last few days for the fallen officer of Michael Husak, selling T-shirts along with some other benefits as well. Various people have donated to that charity, and they've raised over $600,000 so far, trying to support the families of the fallen officers. And support is coming in from all over the upstate New York area. People are coming from far and wide to pay their respects. There are multiple vigils being held all throughout the week. Another one is being held on Saturday for Officer Jennings, His vigil is being held somewhere else. We'll have more details on that as that comes around. But Peyton and Zach, back to you.
Tyler, thanks so much for your coverage tonight. There was another officer shot early this morning, this time in Albany. The officer was chasing a speeding car. He stopped for safety reasons, but eventually found the car. We'll show you the video of the incident, but be warned, the video is disturbing. You'll see the officer's body cam as he approaches the vehicle.
Come here.
When the officer approached the car, the suspect started shooting, hitting the officer. The officer later returned fire. The suspect is dead, and the officer is conscious and being treated at Albany Medical Center. Neither the officer or the suspect's identities have been revealed by police yet.
And Syracuse University announcing its Remembrance Scholars for next school year. 35 students have been chosen to represent the 35 students who were killed in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 back in 1988. Those scholars are current juniors who went through a competitive application process and will also receive a $5,000 scholarship. Now, those scholars will represent the students during Remembrance Week this October.
And the Office of Multicultural Advancement has received the 2024 Alumni Association Inclusive Excellence Award. The national award was given for SU's support of underrepresented alumni and students. Diversity Incorporated says the Alumni Honors Award recognizes programs, culture, and initiatives encouraging and supporting diversity.
And continuing its celebration of Disability Pride Week, SU is holding a Disability Pride Space throughout the week. The event space, held on the 2nd floor of the Shine Student Center, helps students learn about campus resources and explore more about Disability Pride Week. Now, some upcoming events include an accommodations Q&A, Disability Pride Week pet therapy, and Neuro-Curious event. More information can be found on the SU events page calendar.
And Maxwell is hosting author Ian Garner to present his book, Z Generation Into the Heart of Russia's Fascist Youth. Garner's book reveals the reality of youth fascism in Russia and how politics have been refined in Putin's Russia. Garner is a scholar of Russian culture and war propaganda. The bookstore will have a pop-up table selling copies of Garner's book after the talk.
And the Barnes Center is hosting a clay art therapy session with sculptor Diane Shenando. The Barnes Center says clay art therapy is a process that may help students with anxiety or increased stress. Now, the session will run from 5 to 6 tomorrow night and is a special event for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And as we turn to the weather today, there was a little bit of rain scattered throughout the day.
Yeah, you know, they say April showers bring May flowers, but I'm hoping these showers go away. Here to tell us if they're here to stick around is our weather anchor, Moira Vaughan. Moira, what can you tell us?
Hey, Peyton and Zach. Now, I do have to say that we won't be seeing that sun for a couple more days. These rainy and cloudy conditions will be staying. We'll be seeing those April temperatures throughout these next few days. Currently, right now, it's 54 degrees out right now. Later on in the night, it'll be 79% chance of rain. So we'll be seeing 52 degrees looking ahead to later tonight. Now, looking across the region, pretty uniform temperatures. Rome at 54, Fulton 54, Syracuse 54, Cortland 52. So that even though right now we're seeing some cloudy temperatures, that rain will be coming back at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Looking ahead to later, we won't be seeing those rainy conditions tomorrow, but maybe some clouds. Zach and Peyton, back to you.
Maura, thanks so much. The man accused of raping a Lemoyne college student has been found guilty. 36-year-old Jarrell Walker was convicted on all charges, including predatory sexual assault, rape, sexual abuse, and burglary. In 2022, Walker broke into the student's apartment through the first-floor window. Walker's already serving a 15-year sentence for burglary on Euclid Avenue. He's scheduled to be sentenced in the next month.
In Peyton, the Cayuga Nation is stopping a school's district's access to a disputed gas well. The well in the Union Springs Central School District has been a subject of debate for years, and the nation saying it purchased the land where the well is currently located nearly 20 years ago. The school superintendent claims the well is owned and registered to the school district and not the Cayuga Nation. The school district now uses NYSEG to heat its buildings, costing them thousands of dollars more than when they withdrew gas from the well.
And some more news on schools. The Syracuse Diocese has announced the Rome Catholic School will be closing at the end of the school year. The school currently enrolls nearly 50 students in its kindergarten through 6th grade programs. The school opened in 1963 and has gone through multiple iterations, including different locations and a merger with another high school. School officials say staff will work with families to assist the transition process. The last day of classes is set for June 25th.
And we have new information now on yet another closure on I-81. Drivers heading north on the highway should expect a detour between exit 16A and the interchange with I-481. The Department of Transportation will close the highway starting this Friday at 7 p.m. and will reopen at 6 a.m. on Monday. Now, the closure will also happen the following weekend as part of the I-81 Viaduct project.
A group of Central New York service organizations are hosting a Mother's Day drive for women in need. The public can donate personal self-care items like deodorant, lip balm, tissues, and more of one of 25 locations throughout Central New York. Collection bins will be located around the area, namely at AT&T locations. You can see right up there on the screen. In Syracuse, you can donate items at Franklin Square, Iron Pier Leasing Office, and the Inner Harbor. United Way of Central New York also has an Amazon wish list available for those who cannot donate in person. In 2023, the drive gave away 150 bags to mothers in need. A full list of drop-off locations can be found on unitedwedomore.org.
And with the growing popularity of both Uber and Lyft, the taxi industry continues to decline. Citrus TV's Charlie Goldberg asked local drivers in the area how this has impacted them.
They're the last of a dying breed. The traditional taxi once was the dominant mode of transportation. And while they are seeing some success in more urbanized locations, they're on the verge of extinction in others, especially in the upstate New York area. This is attributed to the widespread popularity of rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft, taking the nation by storm.
When Uber came, it just became a cheap ride.
Boyer, known as the Q's Candyman to residents and students, is one of, if not the most popular Uber driver in all of Syracuse. And outside of his vehicle's large array of colors, decorations, and treats, Boyer believes people prefer his and other Uber experiences due to convenience.
And the abundance of Ubers up here made a big difference too. So, you know, you're not waiting for a taxi. An Uber, you wait. Half time you ping an Uber, you got an Uber sitting right in front of you in a minute.
This changed the lives of so many, including former taxi driver Edward Wright, who shifted to Uber.
I just started driving Uber this year in like January, so I'm not really been a driver for real long yet, but I seem to be making a lot more money now than what I was even driving cabs. And Uber stays busy. I run from one job to the next without even having a break in between 90% of the time.
With more people transitioning to driving Uber and Lyft, it seems like the taxis of central New York will remain in long-term parking. Charlie Goldberg, Citrus TV News.
Okay, Charlie, thanks so much. Governor Kathy Hochul announcing a conceptual agreement with legislative leaders for next year's state budget. Included in the budget is an agreement to address the New York housing crisis, retail theft, and a multi-million-dollar investment in mental health services.
Hochul says the budget agreement is aimed to improve the quality of life for New Yorkers. Take a listen to what she says about the updates.
Enacting our vision will make New York safer, more affordable, more livable, not just today, but tomorrow, and ensure that people across our state can still have optimism and hope that better days lie ahead.
The legislative houses will have to pass the bill to enact the state's budget priorities. If the bill passes, the budget will be an estimate $237 billion.
And sticking here in New York State is set to provide free air conditioning units to certain households this summer. Applications are now out and being accepted through the new program called Home Energy Assistance. And now in order to apply, though, households must meet select criteria based on income, size, medical condition, and age. And still ahead tonight at 6, the latest in the impeachment case against the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Plus, House Speaker Mike Johnson is moving forward with foreign aid bills where this might help. That and more after the break.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back into Citrus TV News this Wednesday night. New this evening, a historic impeachment move against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
Joining us now to discuss the most recent updates, our political reporter Ben Bassick. Ben, good evening.
Yesterday, House Republicans marched through the Capitol to deliver the Senate articles of impeachment for Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, making him the first cabinet secretary to face impeachment in 150 years. Republicans accused him of releasing millions of inadmissible aliens into the United States, failing to fulfill 2 subpoenas, and ignoring provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act by overseeing 1.7 million paroles. Texas Senator Ted Cruz is one of the GOP leading the charge, addressing the public last week.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and this entire administration has deliberately and willfully facilitated the criminal invasion of this country. When Alejandro Mayorkas last testified before the Senate Judiciary.
Sorry for those technical difficulties. The GOP-dominant House narrowly passed the resolution in a 213 to 214 February vote after a failed first attempt. Just this afternoon, Senate President Pro Tem Patty Murray was sworn in to preside over the trial alongside 99 other senators as jurors. Still, the New York Majority Senate Leader Chuck Schumer quickly rejected both articles of impeachment with a simple majority vote this evening. Democrats deemed the impeachment a political stunt, advocating for a swift resolution, but some Republicans aim for procedural delays, attempting to draw out the politically painful process, which triggered a response from Senator Schumer, who stated, "We want to address this issue as expeditiously as possible. Impeachment should never be used to settle a policy disagreement." Immigration has remained a hot-button issue heading into the 2024 election season, especially on college campuses right here in central New York. Students in the Abolish ICE Coalition from Ithaca, Orange County, and New York City convened in Albany yesterday to push the passage of the Dignity Not Detention Act, hoping to terminate any existing New York immigration detention contracts and prevent the establishment from new ICE agreements. Despite the 2.5 million illegal southwest border encounters in 2023 and over 500,000 unlawful entries, Mayorkas and the White House defended his leadership, claiming focus on bipartisan border security. Back to you guys.
Ben, thanks so much for breaking all of that down for us here tonight. House Speaker Mike Johnson is moving forward with a series of foreign aid bills. These 3 bills will provide aid to Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. Johnson said to the members that they will likely vote on Saturday.
And many Republicans say they will oppose funding to Ukraine, so Democrats are going to have to carry the bill if it passes. This supplement package looks similar to the Senate bill, which includes a little more than $9 billion of aid to Gaza.
And coming up after the break, what is the weather looking like for the rest of this week and this weekend for the amount of concerts happening in Syracuse? Stay with us.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Now, the only thunder you'll be seeing tomorrow is Thunder Road for the Bruce Springsteen concert happening tomorrow in the Dome. We'll be seeing a little bit of rain, but not some thunder. We'll be seeing the same conditions we are seeing today at 56 degrees. Now, Friday, those temperatures are going to come up 62 degrees. So we're definitely going to be seeing some warmer temperatures with some clouds still in the sky. And Saturday for the May Day, the baby is here in Syracuse. The sun will come out for that 54 degrees. Looking ahead to Sunday, we'll be seeing those same temperatures at 54 degrees. So we're starting to see that sun come out the end of April. Monday, I want to take a look at Monday, 60 degrees, completely sunny skies. I will definitely be outside for most of the day. And even this morning, I was outside for most of the day because before it got all cloudy, the sun was out around 9 a.m. This is Berry Park. I love to run here. The landscape is absolutely gorgeous. It is such a fun place to run. It is great when it's sunny out. Even when it's cloudy out, these temperatures in the 50s are still great to run. That is all from me, Peyton and Zach. Back to you guys.
Maura, thanks for that picture. Love seeing where you take your runs. Very fun to see a little bit into your life. PepsiCo is recalling 233 cases of Schweppes Zero Sugar Ginger Ale. An FDA investigation has found that these contain sugar.
Now, it is unclear if those products have begun being pulled from the shelves as of today. But the FDA says this recall is now ongoing. The impacted products contain the code May 2024-05.
Coming up on sports, Syracuse women's lacrosse takes the field tomorrow, but the ACC tournament is set for the Orange. Plus, could the Yankees avoid losing 4 straight? Find out after these few messages.
La vida no siempre te da tiempo para cambiar el resultado. La prediabetes sí. Uno de cada 3 adultos tiene prediabetes. Y tú podrías ser uno de ellos. Usualmente, la prediabetes no tiene síntomas. Así que es importante entender tu riesgo. Con un diagnóstico temprano, puedes revertir la prediabetes y cambiar tu resultado. Toma la evaluación de riesgo de 1 minuto hoy. Visita podriatenerprediabetes.org.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
One of the best feelings in the world is completing an assignment well before the due date. Now, what if I told you in metaphorical terms that Syracuse women's lacrosse has done just that? Welcome to sports. I'm Ben Spector. This past weekend, Virginia took down Boston College 13-12, and with that result, for the first time in program history, the Orange are the 1 seed in the ACC tournament. The Qs sit at 12-3 this season, 8-0 in conference play, and have won 9 straight games. So this upcoming matchup against Boston College is mainly a chance for the Orange to remain undefeated against the ACC. BC has had Syracuse's number recently. Remember last year in the last game of the regular season, the Eagles took down the Orange at SU Soccer Stadium. Then fast forward a few weeks later and BC beat SU in the Final Four. So the Orange can get some revenge tomorrow at 5. Over to Syracuse men's lacrosse, add another lax legend to the rafters of the JMA Wireless Dome. On Saturday, April 20th, Paul Gates' number 19 will hang next to his brother Gary's 22 and Mike Powell's 22. The ceremony will take place as Syracuse hosts Virginia in an ACC tilt that will help determine the seeding in the inaugural ACC tournament this year. Gate helped Syracuse win 3 straight national championships from 1988 to 1990. The midfielder is in the USA Lacrosse Hall of Fame and the Canadian Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Gait was also a 3-time first-team All-American, and this matchup between the Orange and Cavaliers is set for 2 on Saturday. To the Diamond, how about April and softball in Central New York? Syracuse took on Canisius today in a doubleheader. Game 1 really had those April showers, though, so only one game happened. Syracuse and Canisius were tied at 2 in the first game before it was rained out at Skytop Stadium and ultimately canceled. SU starts a weekend series with Pitt this Friday at 6. From softball to baseball, and we're headed to the show. The Mets took down the Pirates 6-1 earlier today. Outfielder Harrison Bader hit his first home run as a Met to help New York sweep the series. The Mets have now won 4 straight and turned to a 3-game set with the Dodgers that starts on Friday. And from the Mets to the Yankees, New York came back down 4-1 against the Blue Jays, won this one 6-4 thanks to Aaron Judge's 2-run single in the 9th with 2 outs in a 3-2 count to secure that win.
Okay, Ben, let's stick with the Yankees for a second, but a little bit now not on the field. Let's go off the field. So John Sterling, longtime radio voice of the New York Yankees, announcing his retirement earlier this week. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. The team will be honoring him on Saturday. He announced his retirement earlier this week.
Yeah, Sterling having called over 5,000 games in his career.
Well, Ben, thanks so much. And coming up, we'll have one last look at your weather.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Now, when you wake up tomorrow, we'll definitely be seeing those April weather conditions. 53 degrees out, 83% humidity. That is not too great for my hair. We'll be seeing those cloudy skies and potential rain throughout the day. But as the day goes on, it might start to get a little bit cloudier. But once again, at least it's in the 50s this weather. And at least we're not dealing with freezing cold temperatures and rain.
You know, that's always the plus side of April. We kind of like phase out from the snow to the showers, but at least we have the hot weather. And then in May, it's just gorgeous here.
Favorite season?
Ooh, summer. For
we
sure.
really get every season here. I'd have to go with fall, like early fall, September, October.
I'm a spring guy.
Really?
I like
okay,
spring.
so you're liking
Some
it right now.
variety.
Yeah,
I'm like everyone. I love the snow. I love winter. I mean,
We got all 4 seasons.
Well, get this, you guys. Montana residents caught an elephant roaming in the streets after escaping from the Jordan World Circus show yesterday.
Yeah, the circus has since returned the elephant back to safety, but the facility caused no major damages.
Okay, what would you do if you saw an
don't really
elephant
know.
of that size roaming the streets?
I'm not really sure how I'd react seeing an elephant in Syracuse. Don't think doesn't really seem like a pet someone would have here.
No. I mean, like, I think I would just
I'd
question. Run. Yeah, I would be.
I'd be scared.
I'd
I'd be scared.
I'd take a video. That'd be the first thing I would do. I'd be like,
I
what
would
is
just
going
question
on right
why.
here?
I was recently in Albuquerque, and they big news there was a woman was walking her yak.
Okay.
And as a
Interesting
pet.
choice.
As a pet, yeah.
Hey.
So I would be curious,
To each
is
their own.
this elephant someone's pet? but that's highly unlikely here in Syracuse.
Not all of us are dog people, I guess. Sometimes I mean, I really wanted a gecko when I was younger, but my mom pretended to be allergic to all animals except for dogs, so I never got to have
Well, maybe you can have a yak or an elephant someday.
Yeah, sounds even better.
Well, that's it for us here on Citrus TV News, live at 6 this Wednesday night.
Don't forget you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Richter.
And I'm Peyton Spellacy. Have a great night, Syracuse.